Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we're taking a look at 4 action figures that are made by Figures Toy Company, and they were released as a multi-pack of DC Comics villains. And most of these are Batman villains. I believe Mr. Mixiez Pitlick also had some run-ins with Superman. And having them packaged all together like this, I thought was a kind of a clever idea. And I really I was able to pick this up for not too expensive. It was around $79 roughly, I think, for this set. I ordered it directly from Figures Toy Company. And interesting thing, this was released in 2016 originally, and I started getting back into Mego stuff when Mego relaunched in 2018. And it just so happened this set was still available, so I went ahead and ordered it because I didn't know at the time whether or not Mego was eventually going to get around to doing 8-inch versions of DC characters or not. At the time, they were not doing it. They had some 14-inch DC characters, but they didn't really get into the 8-inch stuff until much more recently. I think in 2020, when they released Batman, Superman, and Wonder Woman as their first release. So I'm excited that Mego's back into it, and certainly the quality of the figures that they have been producing is outstanding. And the quality on these ones, in terms of the head sculpts and the outfits, it's very good and very reminiscent of the way these figures were originally done back in the 1970s. However, the bodies themselves tend to be a little wonky. They're not very substantial, and they're kind of flimsy and just not very tightly put together by comparison to the modern Mego figures. So just keep that in mind if you end up buying any sets from Figures Toy Company. Certainly from this time period, they may have done improvements on their body design. I'm not sure. They had been talking about, doing a much improved body design at some point. But if you're getting the ones from this time period, expect it to be a little flimsy and maybe in need of an upgrade. And they are upgradable. It's a little bit of a complicated process to do, but I did it on my Superman figure, which I previously reviewed on the channel. So we'll take a look at the back of the package of this, because on the back you get a rendering of the 4 characters done in cartoon form. So I think that looks spectacular. Really excited about the way Figures Toy Company goes about their packaging. These are done in clamshells, so you can open up the package, take the figures out, then put the figures back and close up the clamshell. So it's very collector friendly that way. And kind of excited to have at least a few of these in my collection. I'm probably not going to buy a ton more from Figures Toy Company just because right now Mego has the license to do DC characters again. So I'm probably going to just get the Mego versions because I know the body design and everything will be superb. Their quality has been excellent. So I'm probably just going to stick with Mego for the most part. But I am happy to have these because these are sort of more reminiscent of the 1970s versions. And, to get versions of these from that vintage era, it's a little expensive, especially to get them in this kind of condition where they look brand new. So, and I want to give like a nice close-up on the head sculpts of these so you can see what they look like. I think they did a really nice job on the head sculpts of these figures. I think they look fantastic. So, say what you will about the flaws of Figures Toy Company. I think just in terms of capturing sort of the vintage look, particularly if you're going to keep it in the package, I think they look great. So, and these are staying in the package for now. I'm not going to take them out unless I decide I'm going to do an upgrade on them. And if you want to know what the articulation is like on these, I would go ahead and watch the video that I did on Mego articulation. It's called Mego Articulation Guide for 8-inch action figures. I'll put a link in the description because I go over what the articulation is like on these figures, including the fat body. As you can see, the Penguin has that body design where there's no articulation at the waist. So, and I cover that in that video as well. So that's pretty much all I have for you today. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. And if you'd like to see more coverage of action figures made by Figures Toy Company, think about subscribing because I will be covering more of this kind of stuff in future videos. Until next time, I hope you're having a great day, and thanks for watching.